More on the forecast in a bit, but KTAB News at 10 starts now.
With coverage you can count on, this is KTAB News Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Nathan Grieve. In honor of the upcoming 4th of July holiday, our Claire Kreitz did something a little bit different as she went out to test the Abilene community's knowledge, and that's where we're going to start off tonight.
How much does Abilene know about United States history? Well, we wanted to find out, so we traveled across the key city asking some basic trivia questions. We started off easy.
Name the first president.
George Washington.
Oh, George Washington. Yes! George Washington. Oh, you put me on the spot.
But questions got a little more challenging.
What important document was signed in 1776?
The Constitution? I have no idea.
Declaration of Independence.
Yes, yeah, that's a good one.
The Constitution.
Declaration of Independence?
Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
2 for 2. We're doing good.
The Declaration of Independence. There we go.
And even a little tricky.
And what was the first state to ratify the Constitution?
Don't look at me.
I don't know. I don't know.
New York.
Delaware.
Okay.
Is it Delaware?
Yes, you're the only person to get that so far.
I'm from over there, so I should get it.
While some did better than others.
How many stars are on the American flag?
50.
Good.
50.
50 as of now.
Oh, gosh. Is it not 51? I don't know. 43.
50. Name the last 5 American presidents. Current one counts.
Okay, you can do this. Donald Trump, who's the one before Donald Trump? Barack Obama, who is the one for that? Bush. Junior, senior. Junior. And then Clinton was before that. And then George Bush Sr. was before that.
Donald Trump.
Barack Obama. George W. Bush. Bill Clinton.
I think so, yeah.
And
I'm lost.
Ronald Reagan.
Trump.
Mm-hmm.
One of the, let's see, Clinton was one of them. Bush. Other Bush. And then some other guy in there somewhere.
Obama.
Oh, yeah! Oh my God!
But overall, I'd say Abilene knows the basics of American history. In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Claire Kreitz, KTAB News.
Thanks, Claire. I was out running the camera for that one, so I can confirm everybody did a pretty good job with all those. And while we're talking about the 4th, let's check out a few 4th factoids. We celebrate the day on the 4th, but most of those signatures actually didn't show up until August the 2nd of 1776. And actually, it wouldn't be until quite a bit later in 1938 that did become a federal holiday. But way before that, we were celebrating it. The first White House 4th of July party, that was in 1804. And we are not the only ones who celebrate, because the Philippines shares their Independence Day with us, but theirs actually came later still, 1946. Well, as this weekend draws to a close, let's look back on everything. Junior athletes braving the heat all weekend long to compete in a national qualifying track meet. Started Thursday, ended today. The Amateur Athletic Union has been hosting almost 1,400 young athletes at Elmer Gray Stadium on the ACU campus for a Region 18 qualifier meet. All of them trying to earn a spot on the AAU's Junior Olympics all the way in North Carolina. And Abilene's first ever large-scale Pride Festival, bringing members of the LGBT community together in downtown Abilene. Promoters saying the event was not just a celebration, but a chance to bring visibility to a community they say has been underrepresented in Abilene.
Cities all over the country, all over the state of Texas have communities, and Abilene has never really had a well-organized community. And it's important for people like that, for organizations like that, to have a voice in their city.
Organizers calling this one a success. They plan on having more events still in the future. Well, the funeral arrangements have been set for former Jones County Sheriff Larry Moore. Moore worked in law enforcement for 28 years, 16 of those as sheriff. He passed away earlier in the week, and the memorial service set for Wednesday at 2 p.m. That's at the Anson High School auditorium. Now, in lieu of flowers, the family is asking donations be made to Big Country Law Enforcement and to the Hardin-Simmons University Cowboy Band Foundation. Well, keeping an eye on crime for you tonight, Abilene Police, Texas DPS teaming up to make 13 arrests this past week when they engaged these 13 men in conversation online. Now, those men thought they were all talking to children, but they're still said to have made plans to meet up with those children. Police were waiting to make the arrests. Another team up between the two agencies coming up in August when they hold a community conversation about how to keep your kids safe. Until then, though, here's some advice from the experts. Be aware, know what your kids are doing online, keep on top of those new trends and apps to know where threats might be coming from, and let your kids know that you're doing it because you care, because predators can often take advantage of those lonely feelings a child might be having. And in Eastland County, an unattended death went through a few changes. First, it was suspicious. Now police are calling it murder. Wednesday night, an Eastland County deputy made a welfare check at a home in Morton Valley, north of Eastland, where he found the body of 78-year-old Burton Dwayne Sanborn. An autopsy shows he had severe trauma to the head. Police and Texas Rangers are looking for a person of interest in that case. Well, President Trump ended his Asia trip with a surprise meeting with North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. The president made history by becoming the first sitting U.S. president to set foot inside North Korea. Meg Oliver has that story.
With a footstep, President Trump became the first sitting president to go inside North Korea.
Stepping across that line was a great honor.
President Trump crossed the demilitarized zone that divides the Koreas with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at his side. They spent about a minute in the north, then walked back into the south.
A lot of progress has been made. A lot of friendships have been made, and this has been in particular a great friendship.
President Trump and Kim then went inside the Freedom House and spoke for close to an hour. They agreed to resume nuclear talks in the coming weeks, according to the president, who also said he invited Kim to the White House.
We met and we liked each other from day one, and that was very important.
President Trump initiated the meeting with a tweet during the G20 summit in Japan.
When I first became president of the United States, there was great conflict in this area, great conflict, and now we have just the opposite.
In his Sunday address, the Pope saluted the gesture and said he hoped it would be good for the whole world, while Democratic presidential candidates voiced criticism.
This country is no safer when it comes to North Korea.
Former Vice President Joe Biden said in a statement, President Trump's coddling of dictators at the expense of American national security and interests is one of the most dangerous ways he's diminishing us on the world stage and subverting our values as a nation. Senator Kamala Harris tweeted, "This president should take the North Korean nuclear threat and its crimes against humanity seriously." President Trump says Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will lead negotiating teams in the renewed talks with North Korea. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
Now, since President Trump's election, Pyongyang has taken several steps forward, including suspending nuclear tests and releasing some detained Americans. Still to come on KTAB News Weekend, childbirth, certainly no walk in the park, and for your 10-year-old daughter to be helping you through it is kind of a stressful situation, but everything does end well here. And the nation remembers a fallen hero, one of the first responders on September 11th who survived that day but still left too soon. But before we get there, Clemente joins us to give us another look at the weather.